Let's get through, man. We're together, fight for each other every night. Let's go out there and communicate on defense tonight. Let's go. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
The head coach of your Thunder is Billy Donovan.
We are here in Oklahoma City, and welcome to Players Only on TNT, presented by State Farm. The right combination for tonight's NBA coverage. We have the Warriors visiting the Thunder, and moments ago, our own Dennis Scott caught up with Klay Thompson.
All right, Klay, we're getting down to the end of the season here. How tough is it for you guys to get focused to get ready for the playoffs?
It's not very tough. We know what's at stake. We obviously have a great team behind us in San Antonio, pushing us for this #1 seed, so every game is as important as it ever, and especially in this building. It's tough to win here, and with what's at stake, it makes it even harder, so we're embrace the challenge.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello, everybody. Greg Anthony here with Rip Hamilton and Hall of Famer Kevin McHale. And, guys, this is somewhat of a barometer game. Life after KD for Golden State. Yeah, they've won 3 in a row, but there's still some question marks for them, Kevin.
Oh, no question. They're 5-5 since KD went out and really haven't played well. I know they beat the Bucks up last time they played, but they need to find their rhythm because this might be the team you see going into the playoffs. No KD.
And if you look at OKC, this is a team, they make the trade at the deadline, bringing in Todd Gibson and Doug McDermott, and they've been a different team since he's been in that starting lineup.
Yeah, they've been great since they added Todd Gibson into that starting lineup. They won the last 5 games. He's a great veteran that can get up and down the court with Russell Westbrook. People forget he used to play with Derrick Rose, a guy that had the same type of speed as Russell Westbrook. Yep. So he's able to get up and down the court in transition to get easy baskets and to take some pressure off of Russell Westbrook.
And there's a 2-time MVP, Steph Curry. You saw Kevin Durant, who did make the trip, and the first road trip they went out on after the injury, he did not attend, but he's supposed to be reevaluated next week, and then we should know better as to when they can expect
Let's get
back
on.
in the lineup. Robinson sets it up off of Anderson, and you know, Golden State plays Westbrook differently. They don't back off him. They almost force him to try to beat their set defense, and he's had his issues at times, averaging 9 turnovers a game in the 3 meetings they've had thus far.
Nice find there, you know, kind of a side pick and roll. They're going to make Russell Westbrook play in a crowd and hope he turns it over. You know, Adams and the other centers have got to be active. He and Todd Gibson, the other big guys, get open, give him angles to throw you the ball. Because Westbrook, you know, he will pass the ball. He's not just straight scorer.
And they don't want him to get a full head of steam. Because when he gets a full head of steam, especially in transition, he's tough to guard.
That was a good defensive possession there with the deflection by Adams. And then they're turning that defense into offense in transition there for Oklahoma City.
And like you talked about it, Rip, Todd Gibson running. That's a big added bonus. When your strong man can get out in the break and run, it gives everybody noise. Steph Curry might have found his shot, boys. But anyways.
I don't know that he's ever lost it. Every now and then he might misplace it.
Let me tell you something. He didn't know where it was a couple games ago, and he found it back. But finish up on Todd Gibson, really a great addition to this Oklahoma City team. And you see another floater there by Adams.
Quick look ahead to get the ball to Klay Thompson, and Pachulia unable to convert there. And it'll be the Thunder's ball. In a couple possessions, you saw Westbrook head up to Oladipo, who gets that Todd Gibson. And Rip, you made a great point about Todd Gibson. As great a player as Russell Westbrook is, it's an adjustment to play with a guy who is as dominant and relentless with the basketball. Not many people have had that experience, and he has, having played with Derrick Rose in his heyday, as Adams unable to convert there. And Curry quickly at the other end can't get that triple to fall. And that's a great contest there by Draymond Green to force the miss.
But again, though, you see how Taj Gibson is actually getting out on the break and getting in transition and trying to get easy baskets. That takes so much pressure off of Russell Westbrook trying to create for guys, especially 50, 60 feet away from the basket.
Well, you know, Russell will go 2-on-5. He'll go 1-on-4. You got to run with him because what doesn't look open, he thinks it's open. It's only deep comes down and knocks a nice little 12-foot jump shot. Said, hey, I got fouled. Where's my end one? But with Russell Westbrook, you've got to run every possession if you play with him. He's on full attack mode.
Early on, if you look at it, Clay gets that wing triple, not able to fall. Westbrook in the open floor. Has not had a field goal attempt thus far, Russell Westbrook, but getting everybody good looks in rhythm, and with a young team, that's important because you want those guys to play with a high level of confidence. And young players tend to play better when they see the ball over the basket.
And he does a great job too, Russell Westbrook, talking to Coach Curry. Talking to Coach Donovan, is that he doesn't separate himself away from this young group of guys. He's actually with them, taking them out to dinner, trying to watch movies together. And I think that's great for a young ball club.
Yeah, and the crowd getting on Draymond. You remember the antics from last year in the postseason. So he's probably not a fan favorite here in Oklahoma City.
He's a fan favorite one place. That'd be Golden State.
Okay, see.
A good look there. Gibson unable to convert, but a nice play also by Roberson creating for that jump shot.
And also what I noticed too from Golden State's perspective, Klay Thompson is handling the ball a lot more often than he usually is.
That's a little bit of contact there, but great tenacity defensively by Green and Steph Curry. I tell you what, they are quick hitters with that ability to get that free in transition.
And Russell can't relax tonight, especially because he means so much to the offensive end for this team. But when he's going to guard Steph Curry, he got to get a hand in space because Steph will pull up as soon as he gets across half court.
That turnover, that's what was the concern for the Thunder. You see the quick timeout there.
Curry might got his legs. Curry might got his legs.
I see that. Throwing it down.
We're used to seeing Curry from beyond, but this one's in close, looking spry, looking youthful. Two-time MVP.
Well, Taj Gibson has found gold here playing in this up-tempo game because, you know, the top rebounder is the guy getting the ball right now. But stop right now. Stop it. You see how he's out ahead? Here's your #1 rebounder on your team. And look at this. He just doesn't turn around. He just keeps going, and he's running. Oladipo to him. Easy two-hand smash. And I tell you what, you want to see big guys rebound and block shots, let him get a few of those. Boy, that gets the blood pumping.
Absolutely.
It's a great call by Taj. And again, hadn't shot it well here early on, only 1 of 4, but they have looked to get him going offensively, particularly in the half court.
And also point out, Taj is not a guy that you have to call plays for. He's going to get his stuff off rebounds, loose ball, and he's going to get to all the 50-50 balls for your ball club.
Great effort there by Draymond to keep it alive and get that possession for the Warriors. And that's an example there where you sometimes miss that big man's ability to make finds in traffic. But Julia had a backdoor cut from McCaw, unable to get it to him, and thusly the Thunder were able to get out of transition.
And that's why they missed Bogut right there, because Bogut was a guy that you can throw the ball into the post, and he's going to make the right play for them. So it was actually a point guard, but playing the center position for the Golden State Warriors.
And offensive foul on Curry. A good job of running him off that three that time by the Thunder, Kevin. And then they're able to step in and get the charge.
Really nice job of running him off there. And Oladipo sacrifices his body, steps up, and that's clearly a charge. And that's what they want to do. They don't want to let Steph get to any of those open looks. Another nice throw ahead by Westbrook. I mean, his eyes are up, his head's up. He's looking to advance the ball at all times starting this game.
He's a much better passer than in the past, and he's doing a good job of trusting his guys out there on the floor.
Watch enhanced live coverage of tonight's game with TNT Overtime. Visit NBA.com or download the NBA app to start streaming. Oladipo converts on the first. You see Steve Kerr. And, you know, we talked to him a little bit prior to the game about his decision to rest his guys going into that San Antonio game. And that stretch where they had the 8 games in 8 different cities, flying back home, going back out. He just felt like his guys were gassed, and that mentally they were able to kind of refresh.
Yeah, they were mentally tired. They were mentally drained. And anytime you got a team that played in the finals the last 2 years, Zaza with another bad pass right there. But anytime you have a team that played the finals the last 2 years, you got to find different ways to motivate the guys, especially late in the season, because sometimes you can get complacent with the process, and you want to just get to the playoffs. So he's finding different ways to keep these guys into the game.
That play there, just an explosive attack, Kevin, but made because of the pocket passes off the pick and roll, that defense just account late at getting there.
Yeah, Pachulia is just not going to be able to handle Russell Westbrook at the rim. He's going to go over the top, but Pachulia makes a nice offensive move. He's not a shot blocker as much as he's a body guy. He wants to body and keep it. Russell doesn't worry about bodying. He bodies you up. He likes to play bully game against everybody.
Strong move there, but the help defense converts for Golden State, and this, again, just hard to guard. Two best shooters arguably in the game. Played with a nice find and Steph with the finish.
You got to give something up on that play. Who do you run at? I mean, you got 2 of the top 3-point shooters in our game, and it's like, hey, who do you give up? You got to pick your poison with both of them 2 guys on the floor.
One of the issues, too, not so much off the 3 as he misses, but when Westbrook attacks, floor balance is a big concern for Oklahoma City. Is Steph, what would be an ill-advised shot for most, unable to convert on that triple. Just strong. I tell you, the defense is pretty daggone good there, Kevin, but that was a big boy move.
I like that. That's called bully ball. Go ahead, take some of this with you, Draymond. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Take those guys down there. What I love to see is like a guy like a Taj Gibson. You know, Draymond Green's their defensive enforcer. He's their. You go at his throat, at his neck. You look at him and go, all right, who's next? Yeah. And I mean, you know, because he's the best they got. And I like the guy challenge the other team's best defender.
And Taj is a very underrated post player. He's a guy that can get you buckets. I played with him in Chicago, and he was definitely one of our best post players out there on the floor.
Great block shot there by JaVale McGee, who is a guy that can block shots. And then Roberson, that's a close call. From this angle, I couldn't see it. The ball hit the rim. Roberson's pretty adamant about it.
Looked like a clean block to me.
Yeah.
Sure did. I know.
And Ben Taylor, the referee, he jumped on that way too early. I think that's a clean block.
It's a tough call from the angle he had, because we were basically in the same angle and couldn't tell.
When
that's
in
a
doubt,
bang call.
Yeah, when in doubt, let it go.
What they say, when in doubt, don't.
Yes.
Oladipo with the attack, can't get the conversion there, and Draymond with the push. Oh man, they are just. The chemistry's still there, obviously, when you look at Thompson and Curry, and go back to that goaltend there. You see Clay gets it off. No, that's a good call.
Yeah, you're right. Hit the board, yeah.
Good call.
I apologize, Ben. You called out poor Ben Taylor as a bad referee. Now I got to say I was wrong. Chance for a 4-point play here by Clay, but you know what? They're hitting hard. They're really active. Draymond Green got a defensive rebound. He 2 dribbles was in the front court. I mean, they are pushing everything. Clay's pushing it. Everybody who gets the ball is pushing it. You can see they're trying to get up and get into Oklahoma City early in the shot clock.
And that's a great point, because their success in this first quarter thus far has been in transition.
Yes.
Oklahoma City's done a really good job in the half court when they've been 5-on-5. It's when they've missed long shots or turned it over where they've had to struggle. Inside out there by Cantor, and he's able to get the offensive rebound and the conversion, and that's one of those plays where Steve Kerr is going to have to live with. They are going to have struggles controlling that defensive backboard. Early on, though, a lot of activity on both sides. 3-point lead for the Warriors. Welcome back. Your teams, your highlights, your scores, all in one place. Download TeamStream, the free app from Bleacher Report now. We got wholesale substitutions. Livingston, Iguodala in the game, as well as Barnes. And that's just a beautiful ride there by Iguodala.
Right out of timeout play, Coach.
Exactly. Just going to say, Rip, they knew they were going to show a little bit on Steph Curry, and McGee just went to the front of the rim.
Nice find there. That was one of those tight pocket passes. And Kevin, you were making a point earlier. The thing about Golden State is your mistakes become makes for them in transition and also defensively in the half court, and that's been really what's worked for Golden State here early on.
Yeah, Golden State doesn't overwhelm you, you know, with just one-on-one stuff. It's all movement. They rely on you making mistakes, you know, and this is coming out of the timeout right here. Throws it over and a nice alley-oop pass. And I tell you one thing JaVale McGee can do, he can get way above that rim.
He can dunk that ball.
Oh, yes, he can.
He can dunk that ball.
Players Only on TNT is brought to you by Honda. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. And by Burger King. Try the new $3.29 bacon cheeseburger meal deal today.
We're just finishing up, Greg, on Golden State. They make you pay for all your mistakes, and that's why you have to have high IQ guys to play this offense. They got to recognize the mistake. As soon as it happens, they make a defensive switch. You want the ball, boom. Ball's got to come out, and they do a great job of making you pay.
And they do a good job, like you said, blocking shots, getting their hands in passing lane, especially in transition with putting their hands out in deflection. Right here, you see Steph Curry right now. People always say, is he tired? Is he fatigued a little bit? They got a little home cooking lately. Now he's got his legs back, and now he's finishing at the rim. This is where Golden State wants to be great. They get in transition. You got two of the greatest shooters in our game running down in transition. You got to pick your poison, which one you want to give up. They do a great job of sharing the ball and knocking down the wide open three.
And really, this stretch here is where OKC is struggling. In two of those losses, they got manhandled in the second quarter when they went to their bench. And let's see how they handle this towards the end of this first quarter with wholesale substitutions for both teams.
Matt Barnes has been great for them, a veteran that can really pass the ball, and he got Steph Curry's trust, and that's important. When you come to a veteran team and you're a veteran guy and you just want to fit in, he comes in and he makes the right plays and don't try to play outside of his game.
Yeah, the two people's trust you want to gain is the best player and the coach. So you get in the game, and he's done that both. I know, because Steve Kerr really likes him as a player.
Barnes at the high post there. And to your point, you made it earlier, Kevin, is their ability to blaze off your mistakes. That was a solid job there defensively by OKC, staying home, keeping bodies on bodies. That's going to be the best chance they have here tonight to compete with this Warriors team.
Let's see if they go down low to Cantor. They like to post him up, and they really kind of anchors his second unit. See if they try to get him the ball.
Because if you're going to beat this Golden State team, it's all about the points in the paint. You got to make them hurt down there because they're going to come down and try to shoot as many threes as possible. But you got to attack mismatches like just right there. Sabonis did a great job taking advantage of the mismatch on the post.
But it was a great read by OKC out the double team because what the Warriors were trying to do is to make someone take a shot they weren't comfortable taking. Someone did a good job with that recognition and getting the ball to Sabonis in his spot.
Sabonis did his job right there.
Yeah.
Yep. He kept Steph Curry out of the paint. They switched out on Steph Curry, and they're forcing Golden State to make one-on-one plays. When Golden State tries to make one-on plays, that's not what they want to do. They want to get a lot of their baskets off of motion.
Unable to knock that shot down. He has had his struggles early in his young career with his ability to make perimeter shots. And Curry all the way in, can't get that one to fall. New possession for the Warriors.
And that's what OKC wants to do. They want to make Steph Curry play in a crowd. They want to make him finish at the basket.
Livingston got his little elbow jumper in and out there.
But again, as Rip mentioned earlier, Cantor does a nice job of staying in front of him, late contest. That's all you can do when you got guards. Don't let him beat you off the dribble.
And Golden State recognizes with this group out here for the Thunder, the Brennan can't get it to fall. Nice follow-up there by McGee. Ran the floor and rewarded for the Warriors.
And if you want to come down like OKC is doing and attack the paint, you definitely got to get back because they're The Warriors are definitely a smaller team right now, and as soon as that ball goes up, they're getting out in transition to try to get an easy basket.
Green comes in for McGee, who gave him some solid minutes. 13 on the shot clock.
And now Golden State is really small. Took out JaVale McGee and brought in Green. They're tiny out there.
And he recognized able to get to the rim. A good attack there. And to your point, the other thing about those attacks, they create offensive rebound opportunities. Yeah. So if you go to the rim hard, as Christian did on that possession, even the miss may provide an opportunity for this second unit to get a score. Good deny of Livingston there. And this goes back to Rip, what you talked about. Defensively, Golden State struck, I should say defensively, OKC did the job of not breaking down defensively, gave him a chance to guard.
And Kanter did a great job of pressing up on Draymond Green all the way outside of the paint, because a lot of times Draymond Green is able to make plays just on the simple fact that the defender is not pressed up on it. And that's the advantage that he has, because Draymond Green is really a small forward playing the forward position. So now what OKC is doing is pressing up on Draymond Green and not allow him to make the easy play.
Turnover there by Golden State. Good foul there, though, by Ian Clark to not give up the layup. But good job defensively by OKC. They have been much more active, this group. They haven't had as many mental mistakes defensively, and that's one reason why we have a close game.
Yeah, nice drop off. You see Klay Thompson come over the back and have to foul him on the lay-in. But OKC's defense is doing a good job. Steph's made a few shots. You're going to have to live with that. They got a couple breakouts. They ran up a couple turnovers. But for the most part, OKC's been able to stay in front of them. Wow. Man, that was a brick. Holy cow. I
know he wants that one back.
I hope so.
I like he walked up.
Hold on now.
What's worse, shooting an air ball or shooting a brick?
I would say air ball.
An air ball?
I don't know. I tell you what, when you hit the backboard and you're not trying to bank it in on a free throw, oh my goodness. There's a great shooter. Dennis, where you at?
Yeah, what you think about that, Dennis?
I think it's the brick. I hate shooting the brick. An air ball, you can kind of laugh
on the free throw line.
When you shoot a brick, though, you're building a house.
Yeah.
Well, you saw.
He did them both.
You saw them both.
My goodness.
You take. Hey, everybody at home, you decide which one was worse.
You know what we're gonna see on Shaq in the pool next week.
Let's pull up a pool. Which one is worse?
Well, you know, I do like though. He showed some experience, right? He shot it about 4 feet too long the first time.
Wait a minute. Okay.
He took 3 feet off.
Hold on.
The second.
Hold on.
I'm trying to find. I'm gonna be the optimist here.
He shot. He's at 15 feet at the free throw line. He shot a 19-footer and a 12-footer. That's a bad.
I'm surprised he didn't look at his hands, because most times when a guy shoots an air ball, the first thing you look at is your hands to let everybody know in the arena that the ball maybe slipped out of your hand.
And you saw the foul there. Actually, smart play by Roberson, not in the penalty. And with 2.5, plenty of time, especially if you catch the ball going towards the basket, to try to get one off in rhythm. Well, it was about what we thought, guys. Pretty entertaining first quarter. So let's send it to KG in Area 21. Welcome, Oklahoma City, 3-point lead. And this is Players Only on TNT, presented by State Farm. Entertaining first quarter there, guys. And you know, we talked a little bit, and there's Kevin Durant, who I was a little surprised they didn't put him up on the screen to kind of get the crowd going a little bit.
They're not going to give him no love here.
Not love, give the crowd a chance to maybe
They're not going to do that.
To boo him a little bit.
Yeah, they want to boo him.
I'm surprised.
That has yet to come, believe me. We'll see him up on the Jumbotron. They can all boo him. But, you know, if you're Oklahoma City, you're looking at this game. Russell Westbrook is 1 for 6 from the field. They haven't really been good offensively, but they're down 3. Their defense has been really solid. And let's see if they can keep all these Golden State players in front of them the way they did the first quarter.
But anytime Russell Westbrook is out there playing, he's always a threat. He still has 5 rebounds and 4 assists.
And you get a hold on Oladipo there. And to your point, too, you look at that first quarter, the first 12 seconds of the shot clock, Golden State was 8 of 18 from the field. when they had to play late in the shot clock, they were 0-4. So those are an example of what you talked about. When the defense has been solid, they had a chance have the Thunder to come up with stops, and there's another one for OKC.
Golden State, they don't want to play in a half-court offense. They want to get up and down in transition and try to make plays and let their shooters run and get wide-open transition threes.
Ajay Christian has given him some solid minutes here off that bench, able to knock that triple down and tie the game up.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate at all. Got the ball, loaded it up, and shot it. You've got to make some three-pointers against this Golden State team because they will pack the paint on you.
You're going to get a foul there off of that drive, and that's the area that's tough for anybody. When Draymond gets a defender running out at him, he is a load. Players Only on TNT is brought to you by the 2017 Lincoln MKX. By Verizon, now unlimited gets the network it deserves, and so do you. By Universal Pictures, The Fate of the Furious in theaters, April 14th. And by Samsung Pay, turn your phone into your wallet.
Draymond Green just got his first basket right there. But he's one of the guys on their team that actually took a back seat to KD.
Yeah.
And this season he said, all right, you know what, if I got to do a little bit of extra on the defensive end, then I'm going to do it. And I thought that was great, especially coming from your all-star guy that could be on one of the first, second, or third team All-NBA teams.
Great effort there by Cantor to keep it alive, and going to get the foul. And this unit for OKC, I tell you what, they've been impressive. Yeah. They've been much more solid defensively, and even offensively when they haven't scored, they've had good floor balance, which has allowed them a chance to defend. Let's check in with Dennis Scott.
Yeah, guys, we keep an eye on OKC's second unit. Look for Oladipo or Cantor to get it going, because when Russell Westbrook goes out of the game, sometimes OKC struggles to score.
And Cantor on cue there, Dennis, unable to convert. David West, somebody who Steve Kerr relies on heavily. You saw it there, beautiful find to a cutting Draymond who can't convert but will go back to the line.
And when you look at OKC right now, Kevin, and you got Cantor out there and you got Sabonis, and then you look at Golden State. Could Golden State actually go big? Is that in their game plan to even go big if they match up in the playoffs with a team like Memphis or somebody that got too big?
No, I don't think they're comfortable going big. I think they've tried it. It just hasn't worked for them. I mean, right now, OKC is forcing Golden State to double team the post. They just got to stick with that. You put two in the post, swing it around here to get wide open shots. As I stated earlier, you're going to have to make some of those shots. You know, at a certain point in the NBA games, shooters got to make shots. Yeah. They're open, and keep getting the Cantor down there on that left box and see if they keep double teaming.
Get Sabonis on a handoff. They got Doug McDermott into the game. And this is a young group right now that the Thunder have out on the floor. And there it is again. Those are the turnovers you can live with, though. A dead ball turnover gives you a chance to set your defense. And even though they've had their struggles offensively, have the Thunder, defensively, they've been able to keep themselves in this game. Oladipo's done a solid job defensively here early on against Klay Thompson. And there's the veteran there, David West. And, you know, Steve Kerr talked about it before the game. Even though most mates won a lot of games for him, was big for him in the regular season, he just feels like David West is probably a better fit for the postseason because of his versatility, particularly on the defensive end.
But also, they're going to need David to score some baskets in the paint, because what teams are doing is pressing up on Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and forcing them to throw the ball in the paint and forcing their bigs to make plays. So that's the big question mark for this Warriors team. Can their bigs make the right play on the offensive end when they catch the ball?
Well, timeout here, 4-point game. Curry's resting, Westbrook's resting. Let's see if they're going to get back in here after the break. Back here in Oklahoma City. And hey, guys, NBA League Pass is now available at our lowest price of the season. And you would think so since we ain't got the 15 games left. Watch live games wherever you are and on any device with NBA League Pass. Nice backdoor cut there. Good rim protection by the Warriors. And it is tough right now for this Thunder team to get anything in the basket. Good job defensively.
Yeah, they're getting right to the front of the rim. They're just not finishing.
Yeah,
You know, two good defensive plays by Golden State late, but they are attacking the rim and getting in the paint. You know, you keep attacking that paint, fouls are going to accumulate, you get offensive rebounds. A lot of good things happen when you keep attacking the paint. Oklahoma City's just got to stick with it through this rough period.
Yeah, but Christian was the only Thunder to score in over 5 minutes. Wow. That's the good news, I guess. I should say the bad news. Good news is it was 7-6 while Westbrook was on the bench. So there are some positives for this young Thunder roster.
And that's why Victor Oladipo is here.
Yeah.
To be that second scorer. Because Westbrook is going to need him to be aggressive on the offensive end and also be able to make plays for the other guys on the floor. He's well capable of doing that, but he got to get going, especially in this game, not just on the defensive end, but on the offensive end also.
That was an all-pro play there because I thought Clay got away with a travel and a push-off and got rewarded with the basket.
I'm not sure about the travel, but the push-off was absolutely for real. He pushed him out before he shot it.
That's how you get open.
Yeah,
you got to push off a little bit.
Westbrook again unable to convert. That might have been a little push-off there, too, and then they're going to get Ian Clark there, I think. Holding down Westbrook. And you see there was a little bit of an elbow here. You see it get extended.
Oh, yeah. Gave him a chicken wing.
Yeah. A little physical. I guess the playoffs are around the corner.
Kevin, how many times did you hit somebody with that? Every time you
Every
got the ball
chance I try. Every chance I got, I hit you with an elbow. That's how you clear space.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to get the swipe down there by David West, and Cantor will get to the line. And that's something you were talking about. Continue to attack that rim and hopefully either get some conversions or get to the free throw line.
You know, when you were talking, Rip, I was thinking, why didn't we see much of Oladipo and Cantor in a two-man game? You know, pick and roll, top of the key, three-point line. Put those guys in pick and rolls and see if you let Oladipo make a play for himself or somebody else. Because Cantor can really catch. One thing he can do, he catches everything going to the rim. Have him roll hard, and I didn't see that in that second unit. Maybe that's something Billy needs to explore a little bit, try to get some scoring.
Because that really makes sense, especially on the offensive end. You got both guys that can make plays.
Yeah. And
when you put them, two of your best players, Cantor and Oladipo, that was on the court at that time, you got to put them in positions where they can make plays because them guys can fill it up really, really fast.
Yeah, you get a loose ball foul on Steven Adams. Wasn't happy, but David West battled to block him out there, and he definitely came over the back.
8 minutes worth of shooting free throws for Golden State.
And that's a huge problem if you're the Thunder because you've been able to defend them pretty well. I mean, 31 points for a team like this with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, you got to feel like that's a win for you. Let's take a look at the upcoming NBA national TV schedule. A full slate of games across the NBA networks. Tomorrow night on ESPN, Bulls at Raptors, followed by the Spurs and the Wolves. Thursday on NBA TV, the Raptors are at Miami. And Sunday on ABC, these Thunder will head down to Houston to take on the Rockets. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. West converts that second free throw.
And one of the stats that I'm most impressed with is the Golden State Warriors is averaging over 30 assists. And right then and there, that just tells you that they want to be in a motion-style offense. They don't want to sit there and line guys up, and they want to get in transition. They lead the league in deflections. And what does that do? It gives Klay Thompson easy baskets in transition.
And we've talked all game about how good the Thunder have played defensively, but it's been really the Warriors' defense as Russell Westbrook said, what defense? He goes right down the middle to get the finish, but their activity level defensively and rim protection, even though they've gone small, very impressive in this first half. West goes on that block. This is where he's really earned his career, and then just a misread there between he and Clark on that backdoor cut.
That was a post-up exclusively to pass out of it. They were just going to play make. He didn't look at one time to try to go to work on that box. It was all trying to find cutters, backdoors, and splits.
I'm sorry, but they missed Bogut because Bogut initiated this offense so many times just by catching the ball in that mid-post area and just making plays.
And, well, they also missed Durant, which would cover up a lot of these issues, not having clearly one of the best players in the world. And we talked about last season, you mentioned Bogut, Spades, Barbosa, Harrison Barnes, a lot of guys that were here that are no longer, that played a vital role on their success.
You know, I like all those guys. Give me a healthy KD, and I like my chances.
And here's that group. And to your point, Kevin, the one guy not there, Patrick McCart, running rebel, JaVale and Pachulia, West, and Barnes, is Kevin Durant. Because a lot of the issues that maybe they've had during this stretch, they become alleviated when you have Kevin Durant on the floor. West up top, gets it to Clark. And again, this is where they're so good. When they have Draymond as that point forward, his ability to read the defense and the chemistry he has with Curry, who's on the bench, and Clay, it's as good as we have in our league. Unable to get the finish. A good job on the help defense there again by David West.
So this is where they're great, right here in transition. They got great shooters. Nobody's really running to the post, so the paint is wide open, and then that's why he's able to hit him with a pump fake, one dribble pull up. That's where I made my living at, off the medium range jump shot. You don't see too many people shoot that shot now, but he knocks it down.
Yeah, and then you can see now OKC starting to press a little bit. That was not a shot that you probably want if you're Billy Donovan, and you see Golden State playing with really good rhythm on the offensive end. And just like that, the Warriors showing why they're the two-time defending Western Conference champs.
Kyrie Irving with the acrobatic ball, right elbow. He drives it back. Oh, look! That's an exclamation mark. Curry. Oh, a little show and go. Step back three. The force rises. It rips the boards. Russell in the open court. Look out below.
All right, guys. Simple question. Who you got?
Kevin, who you got, Kevin?
Can I take more than one?
I want to hear who Kevin got. Who do you got, Kevin?
I'd probably take Russell Westbrook. I just think Russell overall does so many things to your team. Me, I'd rather play with John Wall. I think he gives me more shots.
Yeah, I would have to say Russell Westbrook too. I mean, if I'm starting my franchise, he's a guy that just does everything. Yeah. I mean, if you look at this OKC team early in the season, we all thought that it was just him and just the other guys. He made the other guys actually been able to make them look great out there on the floor too. So I might have to go with Russell Westbrook.
Dennis, you got to give us your take on who you got here.
Well, as a player, I have to agree with you guys. I have to go with John Wall first because John Wall's going to feed us shooters the ball.
Absolutely.
but as a general manager, I agree with all you guys. You have to go with Russell Westbrook. And right now, the old Russell Westbrook, you might not have gone with. This Russell Westbrook we see now sharing the basketball and being a better leader, you have to start with him.
Oh, nice high-low action for Gibson to Adam there. You know, you look at those four guys, I'd say obviously Steph's the best shooter. Kyrie's probably the best scorer. Wall probably the best pure point guard. And Westbrook's just an animal. I mean, you know, if you're lacking in other areas of those four guys, he probably can make up the most room. But to your point, Kevin, I wouldn't be mad with either. I think you're going to have a good starting block with either guy on the roster.
Because if I was a coach, I'm definitely picking Steph Curry. Because he is a coach out on the floor. He's going to make the right play, and he's never going to make a play where you're going to actually scratch your head. So if I'm a coach, I'm picking Steph Curry.
And I tell you what, if I need a shot late, I'm picking Kyrie Irving. I tell you what, he has proven to be a big shot maker in big games.
You can't go wrong with either of them guys.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a good read there by Adam. They unable to convert there. Good job defensively as well.
Good pass.
Oh, that's a nice
great job.
You know, it's interesting. You look at what Golden State's doing. They're doubling guys. They're not doubling them because they're worried about their ability to score. It's Steve Adams. They're doubling them to turn them over.
Yeah.
And force them to make bad decisions. And it's been happening here early on. And loose ball foul there. They're going to get that against Andre Roberson there.
Like we talked about earlier, Golden State makes a living off of when other teams make mistakes.
Yeah, and this pass kind of led him into the foul there. I guess, you technically have to say that Harrison, I should say that Matt also had possession of the basketball there. And he'll go to the line.
He's a great addition to this team, especially when it comes to the playoffs. Because Matt Barnes is a tough guy out on the floor. He's not going to back down from any challenge. If they end up matching up with Kawhi Leonard and Spurs, if they both make it to the Western Conference Finals, he's a guy that you can put on anybody, and he's never going to back down.
And he's really smart defensively.
Yes,
he's in the right place. He got those 2 free throws because he read that back door and put himself in the play. And got run over for his trouble, but at least he got a couple of free throws for it. But he's a very smart positional defender, and he's not afraid of taking the one-on-one challenge, as you said, Rick.
14-point lead here. And what they've done, they've taken Westbrook off the ball, trying to get him going there, and the attack will get to the line. Smart move by Billy Donovan because the defense was starting to load Westbrook when he was coming down trying to initiate the offense. Getting him off the ball creates a different angle of attack for him, and he gets rewarded with a couple free throws.
And like anything, Kevin, when you got your point guard coming down and he's seeing 5 defenders, that's sometimes tough to get in between the defense and get to the basket. A lot of times I wish that OKC would do it even more. Put Oladipo on the ball, put Westbrook off the ball, and allow you to run something for Oladipo on the strong side, and then get the ball to Westbrook on the weak side. And from a big, it's hard to trap on both sides of the floor.
Agreed.
So then it allows Westbrook to go downhill one-on-one with his guy.
Yeah, you got to give him a look. You got to try to find a way to give Westbrook as much room on the court as possible because they're shrinking the floor on him, and all eyes are on Russell Westbrook all the time.
Thunder have gone small here. Magic Christian has come in as a third guard with Oladipo and Westbrook, and I tell you what, that backfired on that possession right there as Steph Curry comes open there, break down defensively, and we talked about it, their ability to make your mistakes into makes, really unparalleled in the league.
He's one of them guys, man, as soon as he catches the ball, every time he shoots, you think he's going to make it.
No question. There's 2 things you don't want to lose. Your wallet and Steph Curry. Because I tell you what, they're both bad. How can you lose that guy?
Man, you can't.
Well, it's how you lose him. He just keeps running in circles.
He's doing a lot of things that I used to always do. Just keep moving until you find an open seam. And if you're playing with guys with high-level IQ, they're going to find the best shooter on the floor. And they did a good job of finding him on that wide-open shot.
That had a little bit of Rip Hamilton over. You just keep running until guys kind of lose sight and you end up open. Nice find there.
He just did it again. He was on one side of the court. Steph Curry runs all the way to the opposite corner, gets the ball from Zaza, and is able to make the pocket pass for Zaza to make a play.
15-4 run here, and the game has really come to a halt. And there it is again, that double team creates the turnover. That's where Adams not comfortable in that situation. Not used to being double teamed, and the Warriors are making them pay here in the second quarter. I'll tell you, the ball movement, nice to convert, but that's fans upset. Looked like Westbrook might have got scratched in the face, but Golden State continues to play, and much like their other games, the second quarter has been pivotal as they're starting to open it up here. 19-point lead for the Warriors. Welcome back, 19-point lead for the Warriors, and Russell Westbrook's had a brilliant season, not so much here in this first half.
Well, yeah, he's been struggling, man. As you see, he's 2 for 11 right now, and right there, he was looking for the foul, but the refs, I guess they looked at it as just accidental contact, but they probably looked at Russell Westbrook when he put his actually forearm out. A lot of times, the referees won't call something or make a call, especially from the offensive end, when you're actually over-aggressive on the offensive end. Instead of calling offensive foul, sometimes they just say no foul. But Russell is doing everything possible to try to get his team going. That's why I think this OKC team, they need the other guy. They need a guy like Victor Oladipo to really take pressure off of Russell Westbrook, because in the playoffs, teams are definitely going to load up on him and make him and force him to make plays.
There we go. There he is making a play there. And it's a great point. It's not just your ability to score, but to initiate and facilitate takes a lot of pressure off of Westbrook. Plus, you're going to have opportunities when Westbrook's on the floor because he's going to garner so much attention.
you know, you can talk about everything, but when Oladipo and Westbrook are 3 for 16 from the field, you're going to struggle if you're the OKC. They don't have enough scoring, you know, to overcome that. One-man break.
Yeah, even Draymond figured he wasn't going to be able to stop that. Good read there and a nice finish by Steven Adams. This is the first time we've heard the crowd kind of get into the game. They've been waiting for something positive to happen.
That's that motion offense.
But what a luxury to have a guy like Draymond Green, though. Just really just such a terrific passer. And generally, he's got a mismatch or a matchup where he can attack consistently off the dribble.
Because Draymond is traditionally a small forward. So when you got him matched up with some of these forwards, he's able to dictate where he wants to go and where his offense is going to be at on the floor. Because guys can't press up on him. He's too quick, he's too fast, and he's strong enough to finish at the basket.
And they're going to get, Steph thought he got a little contact off that play. You saw this one here, Westbrook with a nice read to get Adams in stride there for the finish. I don't know if I'd take a charge in front of Steven Adams. Would you, Rip?
I don't think I would either. I didn't take charges anyway. I just didn't. I was way too skinny to put my body on the line. I used to tell the coach, hey, if the wrong person hit me, I might miss a couple games. So I make a choice. Do you want me to actually get down there and take a charge or not?
I played in the era where you blocked the shot or you got out of the way because they didn't call many charges back then.
Inside to Adams on the handoff. That was a nice find there by Christian to get Gibson at the rim.
And it seems like they've been making a run ever since they put Todd Gibson back in the game. That gave them that inside presence where he's going to do all the little stuff on the offensive end to make plays, make easy plays for this OKC to get back in the game.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. 17-point lead for the Warriors. And that might be a jump ball there. I thought that was terrific defense. I tell you, that the thing that they do go small, the Warriors, but their ability to attack the basketball, when you look at Iguodala and Draymond, it's really impressive. You know, you just aren't used to seeing guys at that size that can have that kind of
it's getting physical. Whoa. It's getting physical.
My goodness.
It's getting physical.
Well, that definitely got the crowd's attention.
Getting heated.
And that was off the jump ball. Fighting over position. And you see Christian and Curry, if you're Golden State, that's not a fair fight. You don't want to have the potential to lose your best player. I don't know, Kevin, it looked like Christian was in position, but he wasn't on the circle, which allows the other player to walk in front of you if you're not up on the line.
Yeah, they started just a little pushing and shoving here, and then everybody, oh, there we go. I like it.
You love it, right?
I do like that.
Kevin, I know you love it. This is your type of game right here.
Look at when you're losing the game, don't lose the fight.
Absolutely.
I mean, because you gotta change things up. I like this. I mean, what do you got to lose? And nothing's happening.
No, I was gonna say the officials now they're looking for what's called a hostile act, and yeah, I mean there's some pushing and shoving. I don't think that there's anything
basketball.
hostile.
Wait a minute, basketball should be a hostile.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it should be.
What part of playing basketball isn't hostile? I mean, you're out there trying to get position and. I like it. I mean, okay, look at the fans are involved right now. They're going to walk in the locker room saying, hey, we got to get them. We're together. This is the type of things that bond you together.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe that spurs them on to a big second half.
Yeah, they're both two emotional teams right now. And these two teams could meet up in the playoffs. So you have to set the tone in the regular season. And that right there was a tone setter. Steph said, hey, you know what? Guys think they're going to push on me and grab on me and hold me on the floor. Sometimes you got to get physical out there. And I thought he did a great job of being physical out there.
I'll be interested to see how the officials interpret that. I didn't. For me, it's a play on. I don't think no one threw punches. So we got, looks like 4 technicals now. Curry and Green for Golden State. Christian and Westbrook for the Thunder.
But how about Christian not backing down?
Yeah.
Number 0, Russell Westbrook.
You know,
so that's kind of much ado about nothing.
I was just going to say, do you ever notice how they have 4 technicals, 2 on you, your team, 2 on their team, no free throws? Just go jump the ball.
Just go jump the ball. Don't call nothing.
I was going to say, to your point, that's might as well not, because it's not as if anybody really initiated that.
Yes.
And I am glad that you didn't get an overreaction by the officials when somebody gets tossed in a situation like that. And let's see if we can try it again.
But you got to love the fight both teams right now. They know what this game means for both ball clubs right now. Look at this. Look at this.
Wow. We know who won that's from.
Hold that, big fella. Hold that. That's how you get a team back right there. Really, putting that ball in the basket.
And it's been about the second quarter in 3 of these 4 games. 34-17 for Golden State. Klay Thompson had 12, and then the technical by Steph alleviated by the triple. And the Warriors in complete control. After a quick break, we'll send it to Atlanta for the American Express halftime report with C. Webb, Zeke Barrett, and Chris Bosh.
Guess who's back again? I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. Players only.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, where the Warriors right now in complete control, 59-39. Greg Anthony here, Kevin McHale, and Rip Hamilton. And guys, that second quarter really was the telltale sign of that game.
Yeah, no question. If I'm on OKC, I want my coach coming in and ripping us a new one. I want him to say, hey, we're 14 for 29 in the paint. Big guys, you're not finishing. They're pushing us around. They're blocking our shots. I want him to come in and light a fire. Because someone's going to have to change this. It's got to be someone in the OKC team's got to take control of this game.
And if you're Golden State, they had their struggles offensively early on, but defensively, they were the difference maker that whole first half.
They were. They were a team that really got to their 50-50 balls, and they got deflections, and they pushed the ball. And then when they pushed the ball, they got easy baskets from Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, allowed them to get wide open looks. And they need to get as many wide open looks as possible because they know defensively OKC is going to try to take them out the game.
And you saw a nice backdoor cut by McCaw and Draymond with the read for the Dukes. Well, you know, one guy that's going to come out with an attitude is Russell Westbrook. Had his struggles, and that's really the one difference between him and the rest of his group. A lot of these young guys haven't learned how to play well when they're not playing well. By that I mean the activity level tends to wane, and it doesn't for that guy. And moments ago, we have our Lincoln's Players Corner with Dennis Scott, who caught up with Steph Curry.
Let it fly in the splashes. Klay got a good rebound and a great pass, and I saw a little bit of time left on the clock and threw it up and thankfully went in.
It looks like y'all's defense kicked in that second quarter, holding OKC only 17 points.
That's when we're at our best, when we're flying around, getting deflections. We're doing a better job tonight against OKC with the rebound. Offense, which can get pretty explosive at times.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dennis. I gotta feel that little scrum at the jump ball might have had something to do with that last triple as well. Card finds Klay. Another example where it was just a count late defensively are the Thunder.
You can't get 8 feet off Klay Thompson. I mean, on the strong side, are you kidding me?
You just can't let that happen.
do that.
And if you look at the backcourt matchup, especially at the half, I mean, first half, Steph and Klay shot 13 for 24 from the field, and Victor and Russ, they shot 3 for 17 from the field. So hopefully, Victor and Russ can get it going in the second half.
You know, right now, OKC's 1 for 10 from the three-point line. They just aren't making shots. They're going to have to make some shots, and they're going to have to finish around the basket. But hey, give Golden State a lot of credit. Their defense has been very active.
And listen, that's been one of the issues as Clay unable to convert there for OKC all season. They do not shoot it well on the perimeter, and Golden State's been able to exploit that here tonight.
And that's why I think that McDermott, it should be a huge plus for them. Because he's not a guy like we talked about earlier, Jay. He's not just a shooter out there. He's a bona fide scorer.
Right.
And when he comes in the game, I think Coach Donovan got to do a better job of getting him active. Run a couple plays for him so he can get a couple easy baskets. Because when he comes on the floor, his job is to score. It's not to defend. It's not to rebound. It's to put that ball in the hole.
And he's going to have to learn how to. Dennis Scott was great at this. They let Penny push it. Shaq rim ran. He stepped into all those wide open, top of the key slot threes in the break. That's where McDermott has got to learn how to play with Westbrook. Sprint down, and hey, D, you know how that is. You got to sprint down there and get those open slots.
You're right on point, Kevin. When you have somebody like Russell pushing it all the time, you just have to get in his vision. That was one of the fun things about playing with Penny Hardaway is that you knew he pushed the ball. I just had to get in his vision. They would find me.
You know, it's a great point. There's one thing I will say from McDermott's standpoint. And you saw that last possession. We talked about up in the ante, activity-wise, maybe a little too aggressive right there from Westbrook. But it also, what he did there, sets a tone for his team, that he has not given up on the game. He's going to continue to compete. Good drive there. They get it down to Pachulia.
Oh,
nice drive. Weak side.
Zaza with the spin.
How about Gibson there coming over from that weak side to get the block?
Zaza trying to put a little finesse in his game with the spin move, Kevin.
And Kev, this is reminiscent maybe of the footwork you would have, although I don't know if you was aware of the weak side there.
Well, I wouldn't have laid it up in the guy's forearm, I promise you that. I might have seen him coming. Jaja, that was Jaja's best move.
That was his best move in the last 10 years.
You know what hurts you? When your best move gets blocked. I mean, that's like, dang. Maybe I'll just pass.
Maybe I should pass. Because they're going to talk about that on the bus there.
No question.
They're going to say, Zaza, you see that move you did? But the finish,
And, you know, we were making that point earlier about, you know, your ability to play well when you don't play well. And this is an example with Westbrook. You don't know by his body language and his activity level that he's struggling from the field. Conversely, guys like Oladipo and Roberts and some of these other guys, if they don't make shots, it affects their overall impact on the game. And as young players, they're going to have to get to a point where they don't allow that to be the case.
And that can happen, too. Now, when we talk to Coach Donovan in the meeting, Sabonis had an issue, a problem with pick and roll. And the one thing Russell Westbrook did was he came in a practice early at 8:30 and had Sabonis meet him at the practice facility to go over pick and roll with him. And when you hear stories like that, especially from a guy that everybody's considered one of the best guards in the league and everybody's screaming MVP, now he makes a wide open three to get his guys going. But the effect that he has on the team is crazy.
Well, that three, a part of a 13-3 run, and Rage is back trying to get this Thunder crowd going and his team back in the game.
Turn it up right now. Defense and execute. Let's go.
Let's go now. Let's go now.
Let's go. Lock in now.
Lock in.
Where the run's right.
I got dog.
You got to go get that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is like a playoff atmosphere.
And another turnover. Welcome back. That was mic'd up. We had Doug McDermott along with Draymond Green, and out of a timeout, a turnover by Golden State. And just an entirely different activity level and really a confidence for OKC here to start this third quarter.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook put his team on his back and said, let's go, boys. We're going to fight. And I tell you what, if you get in a street fight, you want Russell Westbrook on your side. That guy is one tough customer. Great pass over to Gibson, and should have had an and one.
And Kevin, you talked about he came right out the gate in attack mode.
This is it. This is the first play of the second half. He said, takes some of that. Now he sees the ball go in. They hang back, and he jumps up and knocks down that three. And you can just see the look on his face is that we're not going down like this, boys. Jump on my back. I'm gonna make this a game.
And when a guy's struggling like Russell had in the first half, you don't want to give him easy baskets.
No.
And when his first shot is a layup, you know, as a scorer, as soon as you see one shot goes in, then a guy like Russell Westbrook can score in bunches.
And how about that stat? The fact that Gibson and Adams, no rebound. That is unbelievable.
They've been getting out rebound the whole game.
Now, I will say some of that comes from the fact that those guys are having to guard much more out on the perimeter off of switches, which takes them away from their natural strength, which is at the rim. Nice find by McCaw.
Great play by him. He got to get his confidence back.
Yeah, and that's a great sign for Steve Kerr.
Yes.
Two guys that haven't necessarily been counted on heavily in the rotation that at some point are going to be a factor for this team.
This is the matchup he was looking for right here. He's mad that he had to pick the ball up, but he wanted back. But this is what he's been looking for.
Ball there. Draymond able to draw the foul on Taj Gibson. That's a possession where if you're Steph Curry, you feel like you won.
He did.
Because you made the guy take the shot that he probably didn't want to take on that possession. And sometimes that really is what good defense is about. It's not about shutting somebody down. It's about forcing them to maybe take a shot or make a decision that they didn't want to.
And Russ was licking his chops on that one because Steph's not guarding him on the defensive end every time down the floor. So any opportunity he can go at him, trust me, he's going to go at it.
Pass a little off target there. And then that again, but you know, that's what they do so well. Again, they play the basketball as well as anybody. Draymond, McCaw come in there, and McCaw with a great deflection off the body, and then they come right down and knock down a triple.
Yeah, you have a layup slapped out of your hands. They come down and make a three on you. That's a 5-point swing. You know, Taj Gibson has got to score that. When you get that ball, you got to protect. You got to go up strong. You got to be on the line, or you got to make two.
And what he got to understand is Golden State is a much smaller team, so he got to leave the ball up and finish up high instead of trying to finish down low.
Oladipo with the triple, able to get that in the ball. That was huge. Golden State was on a little mini 5-0 run there before that basket.
And he's the difference maker for this team. If he can get going, I mean, OKC will be definitely tough to guard.
Gonna get a jump ball. Good job defensively there by Roberson. First he was able to run, play off the three, and then move his feet well and just attack the basketball before Clay could get it up. Steve Kerr right there discussing it. I mean, I think overall Golden State has done a good job with their ball movement.
Yeah.
And their spacing and their cutting.
This was a thing I used to hate being a guard, jump balls. Because I was always exposed on my vertical jump. and plays like this right here. So anytime I was in a jump ball situation, I always used to look at my bigs and be like, look, I'm going to get it, so be ready. Knowing that my vertical wasn't as that high.
With the turnover there. I'll tell you what, he is attacking it. Probably got away with a foul there, but turnover on the one end, able to come back and continue to bring effort.
Now, if you're OKC, you know, you got this within 14 points. You got to say, we got to be single digits. We got to be down 7-8 points going into the. You're not going to get them all right now, but just plan to be down, you know, 6, 7, 8 points going into the fourth quarter. So this next 6 minutes is really important for OKC. Just keep playing.
Yes.
You know, no home runs. Singles and doubles will do.
They can't give away the momentum that they got early in the quarter. But they can't keep giving wide open jump shots either.
Layup. To give up two looks like that to those two guys. Just a bit to ask for. A 17-point lead here for the Warriors in the third. And let's take a look at game summary presented by Geico and what sticks out for you guys there.
3-point field goals, 11-23 for Golden State, 3 for 13 for OKC.
For me, it's the field goal percentage. Golden State only shooting 40% from the field. which they was only shooting 31% in the first half. So offensively, they actually get better shots, especially in the paint.
And then you see the bench production also for Golden State, plus 10 in that category. But the margin for error for OKC against a team like Golden State is small because of their overall basketball IQ on both ends. I mean, they have great what I call ball instincts defensively. Guys attack the basketball. And you've got to be strong and assertive with the basketball.
And like you said, GA, when OKC makes a mistake on the offensive end and turns that ball over, Golden State is coming down and getting threes. They're not just actually getting layups. They're getting threes. So that they are hitting backbreaker plays on the offensive end.
And when you're OKC and you're missing layups and a lot of point-blank shots, that affects you. Right now, Steven Adams doesn't have a doggone rebound in the game.
Yes.
You know, he's got to get himself going.
Westbrook guard Draymond looking to create an opportunity for one of his teammates. And that's the other area where they have really been in control. Loose ball. Clay lines up another triple. They have gotten almost all the loose balls in this game, and those plays are demoralizing for an opponent as well.
Yeah, the last 2 threes that Golden State made came off loose balls and 50-50 balls that Golden State just outworked OKC for.
Interior pass. Adams can't handle it. McGee comes up with the steal there.
And that's what got him in a hole too, Kevin, in the first half. OKC not getting to the 50-50 balls and letting these guys get wide open looks.
Another one there.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
Can't happen. Can't happen, GA.
No, you can't.
9 points off 50-50 balls, all going in favor of Golden State.
14
can't happen
for the Warriors. The Sweet 16 is set. NCAA March Madness returns to TBS and CBS this Thursday. Begins at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on TBS. And here's some guys that have had some fond memories from their time of playing in March. Russell Westbrook, those back-to-back Final Fours, and Draymond, Steve Kerr. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the young Steve Kerr right there.
I know.
How good was that coverage all weekend on True TV, TNT, and TBS?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been awesome.
It was really fun to watch. Great games and a good studio. It was all good.
Yeah,
great job, fellas.
Absolutely. How about my guy, C. Webb? He's doing a great job there, too, man.
Steve Smith, all the guys.
Absolutely, all the guys.
Over to Abranis, and they just have not gotten anything on the perimeter to fall. You kind of get a sense, Rip and Kevin, of off-season what this team, the Thunder, are going to be looking to do, which is improve their ability to make outside shots.
They have to get more shooters around Russell Westbrook. It's kind of like what they did in Houston, putting shooters around James Harden. Got to transition, almost give Klay Thompson another wide open three-point basket. You got to take away what they like to do.
Get the follow-up there by Roberson. And as bad as it's been, really, if you're OKC right now, 4 minutes to go in this quarter, you want to somehow get this down to 10 to 14 points just to have some kind of momentum going into the fourth quarter. Saw the missed triple attempt there, but Roberson with the follow-up.
And GA, to be honest, Golden State has been struggling the last 10 games, other than the last 2 games that they played, one against Milwaukee. With putting KD on the bench and him traveling with the team, that has an effect on your ball club. And people don't understand that. When a guy, your best player, is on the bench and he's constantly coaching young guys and constantly giving guys confidence on the floor. And there's sometimes when you can still see Big Brother on the bench. When I was in Washington, when Michael Jordan went out with a knee injury late at the end of the season, he missed probably about the last 20 games of the season. When he wasn't around the team, we struggled. But when he sat on that bench, it gave us confidence that we could go out there and win the basketball game. And I think KD has done the same thing for this Golden State Warriors team. The effect that he has just by being on the bench, being around his guys, being around his teammates, and giving them guys confidence out on the floor.
Yeah, it's a great point. And I think also the fact that you sense he's closer to coming back also has a positive effect, because listen, with the way they're constructed now, he is such a vital part of what they do. He's so efficient, career high in field goal percentage this year. Just been a terrific addition, and really you could say an improved basketball player because of being in this system and playing with these guys.
Good block. Good block by McGee. Wide open three.
And they just, man, I tell you what, the ball finds the right man more often than not for the Warriors in transition. Dennis,
you see that last play, how Steph Curry ran through, and that's how Clay got so wide open. So when you have two guys that can flat out shoot the basketball anywhere on the floor, and you're keeping the eye on one guy, the other guy gets wide open. You say to yourself, how does that happen?
Yeah, that's called presence out there, and because of it, Thompson has the last 11 points for Golden State. And the fact that he can do it, literally, I don't recall him really taking a dribble.
No, just catch and shoot.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part about it, yeah.
A couple backdoor cuts for layups. I mean, he does everything so quickly with the ball. Hey, Dennis, he's got an unbelievable quick trigger as Thompson takes the seat on the bench right now.
He really does. I call it picture perfect. The elbow's always in. The follow through's always there. That's why I like to yell, leave it. So both of those guys, when they're rolling, those are one of the prettiest shots we've seen in a long time.
Chancellor finally able to convert. You saw that graphic, 52 between Thompson and Curry, 59 for the entire Thunder team.
And 13 for 24 from the three-point line.
Oh, they might. There's a time when that was just a good hard foul.
Good foul.
Good hard foul.
I think they're going to go, it looks like, and take a look at it. And again, yeah, in our era, that was just a hard foul. In today's game, if you're not making a play on the ball, that's going to draw the ire of the officials. So they're going to take a look and see if that's a flagrant. From that angle, it didn't look bad at all.
He got to brace himself because he see him coming right at him. And he got to figure, hey, what am I going to do? I'm kind of in no man's land. I can't take a charge here, and he's coming right at me. So he kind of got to brace himself, and I thought it was a good foul.
Kevin, I think the only issue is the fact that he didn't really make a play on the ball.
Yeah, this will be a flagrant one.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, he didn't make a play on the ball. And
looks like they're saying flagrant one, guys.
Yeah, that's usually what it is in that case, but Abrinas is going to like seeing two free throws go in. He had a wide open shot. He missed 2 threes. He has the next wide open shot, drives in, gets it blocked by JaVale McGee. Shooters got to shoot the ball,
yes,
you know, and now this maybe get him going, see if he can knock down a free throw or two, because they are just not making any jump shots. Okay,
yep, they're not. And they decided, guys, it will be a flagrant one. And I also think that call is somewhat influenced by the antics we've had tonight. You know, we've had a few little scrums, and so the officials don't want to allow this thing to escalate. And these are the kind of games sometimes you worry about, with a team being manhandled. Pride can kick in, frustration levels can rise. You see Matt Barnes pleading his case.
And that's what I like of Matt Barnes. He brings toughness to this team. And that's what they need. They need a guy that's going to come in and ain't scared to foul, ain't scared to throw somebody down, ain't scared to get physical with the star players in our game, and really takes matchups personal. And Matt Barnes is going to do that, and that's what I love about him, especially on this team.
And to Kevin's point, Abrinas loved it too, because he finally got to see the ball go through the basket. Been a bit of a struggle for him thus far, 0-5 from the field, and the Thunder as a whole would love to see him be able to convert something from the perimeter here before the end of this quarter.
And the Thunder have gone small. They're trying to get a little energy with their small lineup, see if they can get a run and finish out this quarter.
Roberson unable to get that one to fall. And you get the loose ball foul on Westbrook, his 4th foul here.
And that's where I think McDermott can really help them. But people got to understand, sometimes it's hard being traded in the middle of the season, because you come to a team and you're trying to find identity and you're trying to find where you can help your team. And when you're a young guy, especially in the league, It's hard to try to find your rhythm out there, especially when you come with a guy that dominates the ball as much as Russell Westbrook does.
No question.
NBA In Play, presented by Auto Trader, is a new fantasy game that syncs with your TV in real time. Choose your team, set your lineup, and turbo boost each player's scoring, all while watching the game live. Download now and play. Mid-season trades can be difficult.
They're tough.
New terminology, new rhythm, different chemistry. Oh, nice finish there. It almost looked like he may have shuffled his feet there, but able to get that deuce to go. 22-point lead here for the Warriors. Oh, that is just way too easy. And what a luxury when a guy jumps as high as McGee does. You really can't throw him a bad pass.
He makes bad passes look good.
You know, an average athlete say, "Hey, just get it up by the rim." They all say, "Hey, just get it up by the top of the backboard."
Just throw it up there, and I'm gonna get it.
Iguodala in transition. Now this group out here, as you see the deflection off the Iguodala pass for the Warriors, not nearly the shooting on the perimeter, obviously, other than Curry. So it should present itself some opportunities defensively here for the Thunder.
And Oladipo on the offensive side of the ball has got to take over for OKC. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to make plays and make shots.
Especially, they're going just throw it up.
Yeah,
he's going to go get it.
Guys, this is the best I've seen Golden State look since KD got hurt.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
They're in rhythm. They look good. They're playing with pace and purpose.
And Kevin, I'm thinking, man, KD being on the bench, that has an effect on your ball club.
Great point.
And the other thing that Steve Kerr talked about before is just his guys needed to recharge.
Yes.
That was a real tough road trip, dealing with the adversity of the KD injury as Oladipo unable to draw iron on that shot clock violation. And he just felt like they could just reset, kind of exhale, and get back to being who they were. Because I got to admit, I saw them against the Timberwolves, a game they lost. They did look mentally just out of it. And that happens over the course of an 82-game season.
Yeah, you're going to have a couple stinkers, but they look bad for 8. To me, they didn't look like themselves for 6-8 games since KD got hurt. This is the closest I've seen to them just getting back and playing with great rhythm.
And then unable to get that conversion. There is Grant off the turnover. And conversely, for a team in OKC who had been playing so well, 1-5 in a row, you know, you come into a game like this with high expectations, you know, kind of get a gauge on just how much you've improved. And, you know, this one's pretty much gone the way the first three had, minus KD, which has got to be a little bit demoralizing for this young group.
Yeah, you got to take a careful look. You got to look at yourself carefully in the mirror tomorrow and say, how good are we?
Yes,
I mean, you know, and that's what young teams have got to do. And they got a lot of young players here in OKC. But man, you know, just watching them tonight, I saw way too much head hanging early. I saw too many guys just almost giving in to things aren't going well for me tonight.
And Steph Curry came out the gates aggressive.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he shot 9 shots in the first quarter. And from him, and then you looked at Klay Thompson, kind of did the same thing. Came out and was aggressive from the beginning of the game. And it really showed. And they got to all the 50-50 balls, and they've been the more aggressive team out there.
You saw that graphic, guys. It's a 6-game win streak for the Warriors against the Thunder, plus almost 15-point differential. And that was also including when they had Durant. Now, granted, playoff for a different story, 7-game series, but tough matchup in the regular season for anybody when the Warriors are playing well.
There goes another one between the legs.
Yeah.
That was another one.
What do they call it? Nutmeg?
Nutmeg specials.
You get the switch out top with Cannon. That's just not fair.
Wow.
That is
what can you do?
Not fair.
Nothing you can do about that.
Well, that third quarter did not end well for the Thunder. Now let's send it to KG over in area 21. I wonder if he's going to talk about this. Welcome back. Players Only on TNT is presented by State Farm. And guys, this has kind of been a theme for the Thunder and Warriors. All 4 games this season, Golden State has led by at least 25 points. And in that third quarter, 11 made field goals, 10 assists. So the ball movement was at a premium.
Also, like Kevin was saying, OKC made a run in that third quarter.
Yep.
Especially, you know, the first 6 minutes of the half, and they were only down 12 points. Taj Gibson missed 2 free throws. Golden State come down, hit a couple threes, and they right back at winning by more than 20 points.
Yeah, 3 50-50 balls, Rip. That went. That really Golden State just outworked OKC 4. All that led to 3 threes, and very seldom in a 26-point game can you say that was, you know, that was it. But that really was this game. Those 3 hustle plays just propelled Golden State to this big lead.
See, they have to finish, especially when you got a matchup with Cantor and Klay Thompson. They're not getting the shots. They're not making the shots they need to make in the paint, and then they're coming out giving up 3-point shots on the other end.
It's a little bit concerning if you're Billy Donovan, the fact that Klay Thompson out there continues to get himself open when he's really the focal point or should be of the defense, as Oladipo able to get all the way to the rim for the finish.
Because we used to say, especially playing like when I was in Detroit and we played against a team like Golden State, we would be telling ourselves right now, Klay Thompson doesn't get any shots right now with the guys that they have on the floor. And he's constantly getting any shot he wants out on the floor against this OKC team right now. They can't just keep giving him wide open shots if they expect to win this game.
There you saw Oladipo tried to get the ball at Cantor, deflected, and the Warriors back in transition. Clark unable to convert. And it's an important stretch, not so much for the game to win if you're OKC, but you want to get some momentum and some confidence back. You were beaten down pretty heavily through those first 3 quarters. You want to have something to build on moving on to your next game. Rennes continues to struggle from beyond.
Yeah, he's there. You know, he's one of their better shooters from the 3-point line. He's 0 for 5.
0 for 6 now with that miss. It's West able to knock down a 20-footer.
You're not going to be able to beat them if you're not knocking down 3-point shots.
Oladipo on the attack there, unable to convert. Doug McDermott getting ready to check in.
You know, when I watch OKC, I still think they got to develop their second unit. You know what I mean? They still got to develop how they're going to play with that unit. Are they going to get Oladipo in more involved in the game? You know, mid-screener roles, coming off pick and rolls. Are they going to really? I think they go to Cantor quite a bit. You know, in that left box, which they have to. They need to develop that chemistry when your second team comes in. And you know, in the NBA, a lot of teams. Well, we used to practice, Rip. All 3 of us practice. Now they don't practice anymore. But
I don't even work out no more.
Yeah, but you know what? You develop a good chemistry because the second team is always playing the first team in all your scrimmages, and that second team usually bonds. They find a way to play, and they get some symmetry. I don't see a lot of that in this OKC team with their second unit.
Not at all. It's kind of like they're trying to play like the starters, but they don't got Russell Westbrook out there.
Right.
I think they got to have a whole new different flow. They got to get more motion offense, get guys more easy baskets, and get in transition to try to make easy plays. And you can't give up layups, especially when you got your bigs out there to defend the rim.
That was a good read there, though, by Matt Barnes. Brady Oladipo.
Put your head down.
More confidence in attacking. Again, this second unit of the Warriors, they don't have the rim protection or the activity level for starters, so opportunities should be there for the Thunder.
They just do a good job of just moving the ball. Everybody's willing to make an extra pass.
This has been a pretty physical game here early on. Tempers flared a little bit, but through it all, it's been about the Warriors' ability to take a punch.
Kevin loves this right here, don't you, Kevin?
I do like that.
Come back. Take a look at Klay Thompson. He's doing an excellent job of moving without the ball. That's something that I love about him. He always finds a way to get to the open spot. The one rule I used to always say, never stay in the same spot for more than 2 seconds. Always move without the ball. And when you got guys on your team with great basketball IQ, the only thing you got to do is get to the spot and release. And that's what he's doing a great job of doing, is getting to the right spot and knocking down jump shots.
Kevin, you think about, as Cannon scores there, a guy like Thompson and Curry, as great as shooters as they are, their best talent might be their ability to play without the basketball.
Yeah, they both move really well without the ball. They're both very smart. They know how to get the open spots. Like Rip said, they're looking for openings in the defense, spots where they can go, and the ball will find them. And for all you young kids out there that want to learn how to play, move without the ball. The ball will find you if you play with the right guys.
Yes.
And it is hard to guard. And right now those two guys are just shooting lights out, Curry and Thompson. And you can see why this is a very hard team to guard when they have everything working and they have all their movement and they have all their pieces together. They're a tough team to guard. Nobody wants to guard guys that move without the ball. I used to tell, look at the replay right here. Got a little physical in there underneath the basket. That just lets you know this is a playoff atmosphere here in OKC, but OKC got to do a better job of doing that all game. I mean, fighting for every loose ball and things like that. But like I was saying, moving without the ball, I think that's something that's really hard to guard. As a kid, you learn how, your coaches teach you how to guard on the ball, but they never teach you how to guard off the ball. So when you get to this level, it's easy to get your shot off because guys don't want to guard guys running, coming off screens and things like that. Jason Kidd used to always say to me every time he came and guarded me, he said, Rip, you still running around like that? I don't want to guard that. Nobody wants to do that. And you got two guys on the same team that can do that, move without the ball and get shots.
And multiple guys that can make the right reads with Iguodala and David West, good high post passer, obviously Draymond. That's why sometimes, you look at Golden State, as talented as they are, it's really the sum of the parts. You know, it's their chemistry and the way they connect as a group that makes them special. Players Only on TNT is brought to you by the 2017 Optima from Kia, official vehicle of the NBA. By Verizon, now Unlimited gets the network it deserves, and so do you. By Auto Trader, save cars to save on cars. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We were talking to Billy Donovan before the game. We said, now with the trade of Taj Gibson and McDermott, do you think that you can possibly get up to that next level? He kind of said, no, it surprised me a little bit. He was like, nah, I think we need a couple more pieces. And now you can see tonight why he said that.
Yes.
They do need shooting. They need an identity on that second unit. They're a couple pieces short. Russell Westbrook has had an MVP type season for sure. But they need a few more pieces here. And I think Taj Gibson and McDermott were a good, a nice trade for them. I think they won that trade with Chicago. They improved their team.
I don't know what Chicago was doing, just giving them two guys away.
Yeah,
I really don't.
But I think I can see now. You're right. OKC, they're a couple pieces away.
Yeah.
And Billy kind of said that, even with the trade.
Nah, they are. I mean, like you said, they got to add shooters, especially when you got a guy like Russell Westbrook that dominates the ball and that can make plays for everybody on the floor. You want to get as much space on the floor as possible so he can go ahead and dictate how your team is running on the offensive end.
And you talked about that shooting. They also, you got to get guys that can make basketball plays.
Yes.
And you don't know right now with all these young guys, are they going to improve to the point where they're the ones who can become those kind of players? And that's what time tells. And you see Grant there with a nice finish. And you get a timeout here from Steve Kerr. 6 minutes to go as the Warriors remain in control. Players Only on TNT is presented by State Farm, and the Warriors putting on a typical Warriors-like performance. And we talked about that starting backcourt, Thompson and
good slip,
Curry, and then a nice read there between Livingston and West. And those guys combined to make 14 threes, but more telling is the fact they took 27, which tells you that they were able to pretty much get whatever they wanted when they wanted over the course of this game.
And that's when you got to be very disappointed from OKC on the defensive end. Allowing them guys just to get that many three-point shots up, that many looks at basket from three-point line, that just lets me know that they didn't do their job on the defensive end to limit these guys from shooting three-point shots.
And speaking of three-point shot, guys, listen to this stat right here. We know Steph Curry has made 402 threes in the season. Back when I broke the record, I had 267 in the season. Now Steph Curry has broken that 4 times already now with 269 tonight. Unbelievable.
And these guys, you was a shooter, brother. I don't know how he passed you, man.
Well, you got to look back in the 90s. You know, we shot some threes. It was inside-out basketball, playing off the big fella.
He did play with Shaq.
Yeah, played with Shaq and Penny Hardaway. And Penny was one of those, you know, post-up point guards as well. Where now Steph Curry's coming out in transition. Guys are looking for him. And when he has the green light, no, Kevin, he has the fluorescent green light.
Yeah. And these guys, who wins the game of horse and you and Steph Curry?
Me, all day.
Okay, I like to hear that.
Come on now, I still can shoot it now.
I wanted to hear it.
And, you know, it's a great point Dennis makes about the three-point shot. You know, you think about, I think it was 79-80 when the three-pointer came into the league. The collective league took 5,000 three-point attempts. Last year, the league attempted 65,000 three-point attempps. And the percentage much higher collectively as well. I think it was between 23 and 25% back then. It's on average now about 37%. So that skill level has increased mightily from beyond.
Nice interior passing by Golden State. And I'll tell you one thing, of those 5,000 threes that they shot in 79, 80 when it first came in, they were all in the fourth quarter. The only time you shot, no one shot a three in the first quarter. You actually only shot them in the fourth quarter when you were down like 12. You went like, all right, fellas.
All right, time to shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Time to let
5 minutes to go,
Desperation
We'll either lose by 30 or we'll get this game under control, but you never shot him early in the game. Steph Curry comes out of the locker room firing them.
McAdoo there with a nice turnaround jump shot there, knocked that down. Not noted necessarily as a scorer, but that was an impressive move by the young fella.
And a lot of people forget, this Golden State team is top 5 in a lot of the defensive categories. And a lot of that, I want to give credit to my man Ron Adams on the bench over there that I had him in Chicago. He's a defensive-minded assistant coach for the Warriors ball club. And he definitely changed the way they play defense here in Golden State.
To your point, I had Ron Adams as an assistant at UNLV. He was the guy that came up with the amoeba defense for us in college.
Can you explain the amoeba defense?
I still, no, I can't even spell amoeba to this day. But it was good. It worked. I mean, he's a heck of a teacher. Great guy. Was a former head coach at Fresno State. And Coach Chark brought him to our program, and he taught us an entirely new defense. And I tell you what, he's had a heck of a run, not only collegiately, but here, to your point, on the professional level. And he does make a huge difference on who they are defensively, because that team, even though undersized, their ability to defend all facets, the three-point shot at the rim, really, they're on top. And I should say they're as good as anybody we have in the league right now.
And when I was in Chicago, too, you got to remember, Tibbs gets a lot of credit for being a defensive-minded coach. But Ron Adams was the guy that was actually putting in a lot of these schemes and these defensive game plans for that Chicago Bulls team that I was a part of.
Livingston there can't get around Norris Cole. Comes up with the steal. And it was a little different in your era, right, Kevin? You guys didn't have defensive coordinators necessarily.
No, the head coach said, guard your man. And you went out there and you took the personal challenge. You double teamed at times, No, right now the defenses are much more sophisticated and a lot more switching, a lot more different things. But, I will say one thing. Like, you had a hard time switching on some guys. Like, go ahead and put a guard on Moses Malone. Beat him up every time.
That wouldn't happen.
Well, Russell Westbrook forever styling the swag. Would you go out there The way some of the guys do today. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if that's called
I got Argyle.
Wait.
That is not swag. That is not swag right there.
Those are Argyles, man.
Yeah,
That is not swag.
Oh, look at Greg wearing that
The
New
extra
York
long tie.
Yeah, well, the jacket wasn't a part of the entourage. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Man.
The two-piece right there.
Yeah.
The jean outfit.
Oh, whoa.
Wow. Extra baggy suit.
Yeah, what is that?
How about that shirt?
Those extra baggies? What were that?
The extra baggy suit.
Okay.
Listen, it's so funny because, you know, I went through that baggy era. B-A-I, you know, the baggy era where all your clothes was 4 to 5X. And I remember getting to Chicago and getting in the locker room, coming there with my baggy clothes. And me and Carlos Boozer was the two guys that were the vets that still was wearing baggy clothes. And I remember Nate Robinson said, "Hey, Rip, look at Carlos Boozer's parachute pants." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "His pants so big, they look like parachute pants." And I said, "Do I look like that?" He said, "Yeah, you look like that too." I went straight to the Euro look too, man.
You tightened everything up.
Yes, I did. I tightened everything back up.
All right.
It's a Chicago thing because I had Jalen Rose. Jalen used to call me Wall Street.
Oh, he did?
Because, you know, we were a little older.
Yeah.
Backdoor cut there. Nice try by McAdoo. Well, even back then, guys were pushed on. Well, I would be. Who was the best dresser on the Celtics back then? Okay.
Robert Parrish by far because he actually dressed. The rest of us wore jeans every single trip. Robert actually dressed and was the best dresser before Robert. Cedric Cornbread Maxwell.
Hey, Kevin, I used to wear size 48 jeans.
Oh, my gosh. 48?
48. What am I doing wearing 48 jeans?
I don't know. That's
I'm a 32 waist.
Oh, yeah.
32 waist.
That's a lot of belt.
But that's where the swag was during that time. Everybody wanted to wear the baggy T-shirts and the baggy jeans. Now that's way out of style.
Who was the dresser on your Pistons team?
Well, Ben Wallace.
I know who wasn't.
Ben Wallace couldn't dress at all.
Or Rasheed.
Rasheed Wallace definitely couldn't dress at all. Tayshaun, man, he was awful. I would have to say me.
Okay. There you go.
Yes.
You see there, it looked like
Butler's
might have bumped knees there for Sabonis. Guys, how about season low for Russell Westbrook? 14 points. Tonight, only 15.
You know, never really got it going. Missed some shots. You know, a couple lanes. He tried to get in the started at the start of the second half and the first part of the third quarter, but really, Golden State just outplayed them tonight. That's bottom line. I mean, they moved the ball better. They defended well. They rebounded. They got 50-50 balls. It was kind of just a manhandling by the Warriors.
And Kevin, Russell has struggled all 4 games against this Golden State team. They're doing a great job defensively and making him finish over their big guys.
He had the one game, to your point. I mean, he has had his struggle. He had the one game, I think he went for 47 or it's cold there with the finish. But I think a lot of it is because as good as Golden State is defensively, they're even better when you try to attack 5 sets of eyes. You've got to have ball and body movement against Golden State to have success.
Golden State makes Westbrook play in a crowd all the time. And when you play in crowds, you turn it over.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it as Kevin Durant makes another successful return to Oklahoma City.
My guys, Joe Sharp.
Yep.
What up, A?
Well, I think we do sense now that the Warriors seem to be hitting their stride. Comfortably controlling this Thunder team, have the Warriors all year, and now on a 4-game win streak, they've got to feel pretty good about the rhythm that they're getting into. We got Dennis over with Steph Curry.
All right, thanks, guys. Steph, let's go back to the first half. You showed us some hops with that 2-hand dunk.
I don't get many of those often. My teammates on the bench are yelling at me to lay it up, but I didn't hear them, so thankfully I made it.
And earlier there, before the half, got a little scuffle. You letting people know that no more pushing around Steph Curry, right?
It happens in the game. Much ado about nothing, to be honest with you. Had an opportunity to just send a message and keep playing and make it just about playing good basketball and getting the win.
And it looks like that defensive focus and ball movement has always been there for you guys.
I mean, ball movement is our identity, and when we do that on the offensive end, we usually create good shots. But when we're at our best, our defense is top-notch, not having any breakdowns, rebounding the basketball. And tonight, the effort and the focus was there from the start.
knowing OKC likes to throw a big punch early, especially in this building.
All right, good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it, 3D.
All right, guys. Steph and Clay rolling the night.
Well, that'll do it, guys. Our final score here tonight, 111-95. And coming up next, it's the Knicks and Clippers after the break. We'll send it out to Brent Berry in Los Angeles. Thanks again, everybody.